these things.
All that matters is today. Stay compressing, man. 3.5 hours, do this together, man. It starts with us, it ends with us.
Hey, no cheers! Everything we got.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you guys for coming.
Yes, sir.
What's cracking? Welcome to the BART. We're about to go for a little trip. And I'm Pizzle Raider. That's Black, the quarterback. We're about to get on this and see where it's going to lead. So, yes. So go ahead.
No, I was just saying, right?
Right. So let's get into it right now, right? Yesterday there was a big scare with Ashton Jeanty and the Raider organization and the Raider Nation. Everybody, lost their mind for a minute, and that's cool. And what are we, the people? And rumors were flying everywhere, couldn't put any weight on it or anything. And, speculators were speculating. Everybody come running to the internet and was like speculating a bunch of stuff. And I just, I just wanted to wait, a little 24 hours to let everything, kind of cool off, see what really was happening, instead of rushing and trying to be the first to be the one out there to put my neck out and be wrong. You know what I'm saying? So it just turned out to be a minor ankle injury. Well, hopefully it's a minor ankle injury, and probably going to be missing probably between, it says 2 and 8 weeks, or think I said is what they think. So what's your thoughts on that, Black?
Yeah, kind of. It probably kind of depends on if it's a high ankle sprain or just a regular ankle sprain or anything like that. But I was talking to Jason First Downs. He said something that was hella funny to me. He said, "I wonder what the body count was for all the people that jumped out the window yesterday when they heard this news." And I'm with you, man. I wanted to wait and see what it was, more specifically. And like you said, a lot of people ran to the internet. And as far as the thumbnail, I made the thumbnail. So if anybody have an issue with me putting them on the thumbnail, you shouldn't have jumped out the window so early. Because yesterday was a very big day for Raider content creators because it was big views. A lot of people saw good increase in their numbers because of this, because it was out of the blue. And so everybody was trying to find out, hey, what happened? What happened? So it was big talk. So as I was going through it, those were the thumbnails I seen that essentially was saying what the injury was. Like, it was a knee injury. And I get that they were taking the information that they had, but this is the thing about our fan base is so emotional, is they go up and down, up and down, up and down, because they take a piece of information and then just run with it. So I'm with you, bro. I wanted to see what was happening. I was hoping for the best. I mean, I did hope that it was something minor. Well, minor in comparison to like an ACL or MCL or something like that. And it was something just simple, like more simple, like a sprained knee. And it was even better, an ankle sprain. So that's something that, is more manageable, for us to handle, instead of us thinking he's out for a year already, or claiming that his knee is out and all this other stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy how the fuel just how the fire just runs through the nation like that. You know what I mean? I know that it was really bad news to hear. But at the same time, everyone's just got to wait and see. So we know a little bit more information now. It's been 24 hours, and so now we know just a little. Hopefully, it's just a little ankle sprain, and not a high ankle sprain, because that could linger for a long time. Right? So that's
sure.
That's the one we want to, if they would have shown us the picture, like, you were talking something about, the picture or something you seen, or, last night. Go ahead and go ahead and fill us more in on that.
Yeah, I saw a picture of them carrying him off the field, and it was like his knee was bent or something like that. I don't know if that was AI generated because I couldn't see, I couldn't find that anywhere. But if all things being equal and it was true, then I wouldn't have. I was thinking if it was his knee, then it wouldn't have been the situation where it was bent. But I'm thinking maybe it was AI generated or whatever.
Yeah, because I know I've had somebody blow their knee out and pretty close to me, and we didn't bend his knee.
Yeah, I had a sprained knee as well, and that's essentially what happened. My knee wasn't bent either, and then one thing I also knew was when I went to the doctor that they couldn't really tell if it was anything that was sprain or anything like that because of the swelling. So you had to wait, some time to see that. So that's why I already was like, let me postpone judgment and see what's really going on because they were reporting the knee, but I didn't really know. So I just was kind of waiting. So shout out to Raider Knight. Raider Knight said the media said Jeanty was stabbed, shot, and abducted by aliens. Right?
Right? Hella.
What did people say? Although it wasn't a serious injury, the Raiders can't afford to have starters get injured.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with that too. I think
But
that's
that's
why
a
when go
oh,
ahead.
go ahead. Well, no, that's just it was a simple, it looked like just a simple cone repetition workout. So, it's not like he was, out there pushing it or doing anything extreme. That just looks like a normal workout procedure that they go through.
Yeah, I'm not sure how it happened. I thought I heard something about he dove for the ball and even in that, I was thinking it could be anything. It could be a bone, it could be a bruise, it could be a lot of things. So I like you said, he got stabbed, he got shot, he got abducted by aliens. I just didn't know, but I know a lot of these creators they like to try to get the views and want to be the first one to report, and they just be the first one to be wrong. That's how I look at that. And as far as us can't afford injuries, I totally agree with you on that because I think that's why Kubiak is so cautious about when there's anything about an injury because even in OTAs, if it was any hint of that you were injured, he held you out. He held you out. And even with these starters like JPJ, we don't even know what happened to JPJ. A lot of people just speculated it was a concussion. You know,
Hmm.
and even with that, we holding him. He's like he's holding him out, not nothing more than so he can be ready for week one. So
Yeah. I,
I like
I
the
believe,
precautions that we're taking.
yeah, I believe in that too. I think that why risk it if he's already, if you think he's close to being injured or he's got a little injury or whatever, he's nicked up a little bit, let him heal. We got 3 weeks, bring let all the starters start fresh at the beginning of the year.
He said Kirk threw a hospital ball and Darian Porter crashed into him.
Well, that ain't good. It happens. It's football.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It's football. You can't throw the ball perfect every time. I wish the quarterback position is so hard, and people. And I'm not even saying this even directly towards your comment. It's just like because it could have been true enough a hospital ball, right? Because I've seen Mendoza throw a hospital ball on Washington the other day, right? That was legit a hospital ball. Like you threw it, you turn around, the dude right there, boom, you hear it. Like that's hospital ball, right? I get it. So it could have been very well, but I'm just saying like our margin for error for quarterbacks is like zero. It's kind of like being a Madden quarterback. Like we expect the ball to go to the same spot or whatever all the time. And and sometimes the ball can get away from you, or sometimes you just let it go in the wrong, the wrong place. And just by playing a position, I just know how hard it is to throw the ball in the same spot all the time, right where you want to most of the, if not all the time. So I'm just glad that it wasn't really, really bad. because because even if you do run into two guys into each other, they could have bumped knees, and that even hurts like hell. So
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, you don't want to be doing that.
yeah, you don't want to be doing that. So I don't know. It was just kind of concerning to me about how fast people were able to kind of be like, okay, well, I guess Mike Washington running back one, because now it's like a week or so ago I heard, or a week ago, yeah, a week or so ago I heard that for the most part that many people didn't think Jeanty was a good pick at 6. And a lot of people are saying that Mike Washington is going to be pushing to be starting. And I'm like, do y'all not like Jeanty? Because there's no way Mike Washington is better than Jeanty. Like, no, I'm sorry. I get y'all saw him make some runs and all that other stuff, but he ain't even scored a touchdown yet. But I'll digress. Um, there's a reason why he got drafted as low as he did. Not to say that he should have got drafted there, but he wasn't. It wasn't like he was a 2 and he and he dropped to a 4 or something like that. I don't know. It's just I just don't. I don't like how we do our players. Like you said, the new thing is like we're getting attached to the players now instead of the concept of the team. And if you
Yep.
want this player to start, then you don't care if it's at the detriment of the other player getting injured.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's not how it goes. Like the players are going to come and go. The Shield's going to be here forever.
You ain't never lied. And the thing about having Mike Washington is that we should be excited about is we actually have a running back that's competent enough that if in the event, God forbid, something was to happen to our starting running back, then there's not a huge drop off. That don't mean we should just decide be like, well, we want him to start. Like, I don't know, man. It's just kind of off putting to me that we're like that, because even I even see it with Kirk Cousins. I bet you half to most of the Raider Nation is so against Kirk Cousins starting when he's clearly the better quarterback out of all the quarterbacks we got, and he gives us the best chance to win right now. But we want to see Fernando so bad that we're willing to hate on Kirk Cousins to do it.
Yeah. And this ain't the first time you've seen that. A lot of people would rather want to see their guys play, especially their rookies. I mean, Fernando's going to bring a lot of new people to the fan base because he's a very popular, likable guy, and they're not. But those to me, those are like Derek Carr fans, and they're going to be like, they're going to be Fernando Mendoza fans, bro. You know what I mean? Are they going to be real Raider fans? If he leaves in 5 years or whatever, are they going to leave too? You know what I mean? Because that's the issue that we had when Derek Carr left. Just a bunch of people are left. I'm like, well, then you guys weren't even Raider fans. You were Derek Carr fans, and there's a difference. Just so we know. Like it's cool to be a fan of a player, but you're not while they're here. But you got to understand that all these. I've seen great players leave this place. I've seen a lot of great players leave this place, and I didn't get upset. It's just the way it's the business. It's a business, But I didn't go and go root for these guys on other teams. You know what I mean? I didn't do that. I didn't say, "Oh, I'm going to go get their jersey. I'm going to go watch them play on Sunday." No, I didn't do that. I watched the Raiders. We'll get a new guy.
Like Tim Brown, that's my favorite player.
Yeah,
I didn't
Charles
go
Woodson.
get it. I didn't go get a Tim Brown Tampa Bay jersey. You know what I'm saying? Charles Woodson, my second favorite. Not my second of all time, but he's definitely one of my favorites.
I mean, Marcus Allen. I mean,
I didn't go get a Green Bay jersey.
no.
A Charles Woodson, I never would. I never
Nope.
even thought about doing that.
Me either.
You know what I'm saying? So I get it, man. It's like this. It's kind of weird. It's kind of crazy. I'm just happy that Jeanty is not as injured as it was being projected.
Yep.
People need to calm down and slow down, but I know they're not because it's all about the clicks and views. So that's cool. Whatever. I'm with it. So I don't have no problem with throwing y'all on the thumbnail. I don't. Because if you want the clout for it, because if you were right, you'll be like, well, we were one of the ones who reported it, or we saw it coming. Just like when the news came out, it was an ankle injury. It was somebody that said Rappaport, and it was reported to Rappaport and them that it was an ankle injury. Bro, you're not even close to Ian Rappaport. Stop it. Like, like, but like you said, true enough, he might have got a source on the inside and they told him, well, cool. Well, use your source. Just say I got a report saying that it's only an ankle injury. You know what I'm saying? Or it's an ankle injury. You don't have to try to attach yourself to Ian Rappaport to make yourself look bigger. Or you don't have to try to say, oh, well, we got the information first. Like, just get it accurate. Like, that's the part I had an issue with. And like I said, I see how fecal our fan base is because once they got that information that he got carried off, or he didn't get carried off, that he got walked off, however he got taken off without being on the stretcher, people naturally went to the most extreme and crashed out.
Yeah, but hold on. I should have even thought about this yesterday. Now that you said it, they walked him off the field, right? Okay, when you
Yeah,
have a knee injury, you ain't walking off nothing. They come and get the cart, bro.
yikes.
You don't walk out the field with a knee injury. They come and get the cart, bro. They cart you off. They put your knee in that little thing, and they drive you off.
Right.
And you wave to your boys, and you put your head down and start grinding. Yeah,
Thumbs up, right?
yeah. Ever get the thumbs up from the crowd? You know what I'm talking about? Come on, yo. I just now that I just thought about it, I'm like, yeah, that they would have carted him off if he had a knee injury.
Yeah. So
This ain't the nine.
so
This ain't the 50s and 60s where they go and get the stretcher.
so we the people say I like Washington, but the more I see him run, the more I notice he runs kind of stiff. And Raider Knight concurs by saying, yeah, I noticed that, and he can't outrun anyone. Jeanty is faster and better at breaking tackles. Okay, uh-oh. And then this is Washington as of now hasn't shown any kind of twiggle. So let me just let me say this. Because I was thinking, Jeanty break tackles too, like if not better than Washington to me, right? Um, I don't know about him being faster than him, but I did remember saying that when he got in the open, he was supposed to take that to the house. I'm talking about the play before Mendoza threw the pick six. He was supposed to take that to the house because he really was in the open, right? And so he got grabbed from behind. Uh, so this is probably part of why people are saying I haven't seen him. What was this comment? He said right here. It says he can't outrun anybody,
Mm-hmm.
because he's supposed to have that 4.3 speed. And then the guy that he got snatched from, he had 4.4 speed, 4.45 speed. So game speed and 40 speed can be different, and also, he might just get to his acceleration top speed faster than Jeanty, but then he just maxes out. Jeanty might just get faster as he runs. It's not like an exact science of everybody runs a certain kind of way. So I don't know. I do think he should have been able to take that to the crib, but he didn't. So that tells me something right there. Maybe one of those deficiencies why he was taken so late. He has all this potential, but it only equates so much on the field.
Well, yeah, I failed to mention the fumbles too. He's got a lot of fumbles too. So, and
Yeah.
he hasn't been hit by any. He hasn't really been pounded on yet by any linebackers or any first rounders yet. You know, any number ones. He hasn't been in any games to take. You know, he hasn't run the ball 22 times a game yet either. 25 times.
Facts. Facts.
And
Facts.
when that happens, and he does that for 17 games, then we can sit down and have a conversation.
Yeah, you ain't lying. He says Jeanty game speed is faster than Washington's. I mean, it's hard to argue that right now. It's really hard to argue that right now. Like, so for me, if we would have lost, and obviously the team feel the same way. It's like if we lose Jeanty, it's almost like losing an arm. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, like or losing a leg or something like that. Because you could probably live without it, but you don't want to live without it.
No, you don't. You definitely don't. It might be a paraplegic instead of a quadriplegic situation.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. I'm just happy that brother is good. What's up with Circus Raider? I'm just happy
Circus.
bro is better and it's not as bad as it was first reported by many. And I'm just at that point because I'm still even postponing my judgment right now because we don't know what kind of ankle sprain it is.
I haven't seen Circus Raider in a while. It's good to see him.
Yeah. Let me see. We the people says not taking anything away from Washington, but Jeanty showed he can be a workhorse, and I don't think Washington can carry that kind of workload.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is, and so, like I said, prayers was out for Jeanty, and I'm happy that it's not as bad as it's reported. And like I said, all those people that really jumped out the window when that happened, you know, they got excited and was like, "Oh, Washington is running back one now." All you did was just show that you care more about you don't like Jeanty. That's what it boils down to. And I'm seeing, like I said, I'm seeing the same thing when it comes to Mendoza because we're about to break down this pick six play. And I think a lot of people that don't like Mendoza are picking on him about this one play. I think they're blowing it up bigger than it really is. Like that pick six was not that devastating. It didn't scream to me, oh, he's not ready for the NFL. It didn't scream that.
No,
So
I've seen veterans throw interceptions on that play. So.
yeah, so let's get to the breakdown of that if you're ready. As always said, let me see. Raider Knight said would be interesting to see Washington and Labe duo with the ones for one game. Yeah, you might see that. You might see that for the last preseason game. I don't know. We might get spooked and take Washington out, and he don't play.
Right. We got to protect ourselves.
Right, because we might have dodged a bullet right there.
We did dodge a bullet.
Yeah, you're right. We did. You're right. We did dodge a bullet because it could have been
Is the
if he was hurt for the
interception
year.
right here under center?
Because if he would have definitely got injured, it'd have been. I mean, like seriously injured, it'd have been terrible.
Right.
Let me see where we at. Let's go right here. I'm trying to figure out how did it even get to that point. All right, let's see here. Oh, okay. I'm tripping. All right. So I did this breakdown on. Was you on the show? I don't know. I don't think so. But I want to know your. No, I don't think so. I want to know your opinions about this pick six and am I watering down something that's very important or what? But let's take a look at this Mendoza pick six that happened and kind of just break it down real quick.
All righty.
And these routes that they have, like Kubiak have these running backs on, they're not just like swing routes like Chip Kelly had them doing. He got them in the route pattern. And then in the one route that I never really saw Chip Kelly do is put the running back, run a little curl for the check down. Now, granted, the interception happened on the little check down, but you got to get some continuity because I think it just sat in the hole. And I think as a quarterback, I'm hoping he sits in the hole. When you moving, now I got to throw it to where you're going to be at versus where you are. And when you're in the middle of the field, if you're drifting, I don't want to throw it and you run into a linebacker or a safety or a box safety. So even if you catch it, you turn around and you get blipped, you might fumble it or get injured. Then we'll be calling it a hospital ball. Oh, how fitting. Because if you do get injured, they're going to call it a hospital ball. So I understood what Mendoza was doing right there. And it was just, that's something that you can work out, the tweaks. Let's take a look at that play.
Play action from Mendoza, and he comes back over the middle, and he's picked off. This team, and what a chance, and Wood has
You see how he drifts?
made the most of it.
He kind of threw it behind him too, drifted, and he threw it behind the drift.
Yeah, he was drifting. And even Troy Aikman, Hall of Famer Troy Aikman, even said that Mendoza was expecting him to sit there. Because when you run that route is not like a choice route. Like you run, and then you go left or right. It's a hook. It's a curl. Like you run out there, you turn around and you show your numbers. Not show your numbers like this. I'm talking about show your numbers all the way forward. And I don't think Mike Washington ever really got to that point. And if he did, I don't know. I didn't see it, but we're going to take a look right now. Now let's take a look at this play. All right, so Mendoza play action. So at the top of the screen, we have a pylon route where they run to the pylon, to the back pylon, and underneath that we have a post corner. Well, no, I'm sorry, not a post corner. It's a corner, but they don't even really run post corners anymore. But it's a corner route, sail route, whatever. And then we also have the tight end the fullback with a chip at the bottom, the top of the screen to the left side, and he's going to go out to the flats, which you could throw it to him, or you can go to the running back in the middle of the field. See how Washington is wide open in the middle of the field? All right, so looking at this, even right now, it doesn't appear to me that Washington is showing his numbers to him. He's standing like sideways. He's looking at the quarterback, but he hasn't showed him his numbers. And I'm pretty sure that Mendoza not even looking at him yet because he's going through his progression. His progression is at the top, at the pylon route, and because really the pylon is to clear out this safety that's guarding him, and he's looking for this corner route. And so he's really trying to run that. He's trying to throw that. But it doesn't look like that he's going to be open until late. And by the time Benson gets open right there, he's already gone through that progression because if he was to sit there and wait for him, then he'll be staring him down. And then what'll happen is that safety that's guarding Naylor up top will undercut that route and pick it off.
Pick six.
Now Mendoza wants to throw this corner route underneath the pylon route, but looking at how that receiver ran that route is not really good. It's not a good because there's a lot of open area where he could have ran over there and Mendoza would have threw him open towards the sideline, but being that it wasn't there, he goes to the check down in the middle of the field. Now, right, because what happened was Benson got rerouted. When he went up that field, he went inside the hash and then tried to compensate by running, by blowing it out or whatnot. By the time you doing all that, the quarterback is already moving on with his progression because he's not going to be able to get open. He tried to buy him time by drifting to the left. He didn't just drift to the left because he was looking left. He drifted to the left so that way he can give him a throwing angle so he can throw him open. But
Right.
by the time he got open, finally, he already then went to his third and fourth progressions, which is this flat route and then the check down. They're both check downs. And shout out to Kubiak for having multiple check downs. That's one thing I kept saying last year about Chip Kelly was he had no check downs. Now there's 2 check downs on this play, so that helped out your quarterback. He's supposed to really just sit there. Go ahead, my bad.
Yeah, no, you're right. He's just supposed to, I like this guy right here at the 10 right here. It's coming up the field. He should have threw that open right there.
Well, yeah, he was trying to throw that open, but it took him too long to get open.
Right.
Because once the quarterback looks at you and you're not in position or looking like you're about to get open, he has to move on with his progression. He only gets like less than 3 seconds to make a decision to throw the ball.
Right. Right.
But I think they're gonna show it again, and you'll see how that receiver got rerouted. And all it takes is him to be bumped off his line a little bit to be rerouted. You don't have to reroute him to a whole nother area of the field. Just knock the timing off. But watch him drift. See him drift?
Yep.
See how he threw the ball? He didn't already went through his third progression down to the check down by the time Benson even got open, like when you said the guy on the 10 is getting open. Yeah, it's already been done. It's already been decided. I can't throw it to him now.
Gotcha.
Drift. And now that alerts the backer. Just ran up on it, caught the ball, and he was to the crib.
Fernando, he does a good job
and let's take a look.
recognizing that he doesn't have it.
Now watch number 19. Watch 19.
To the left side. That's where the ball.
No, I'm sorry. Look at Naylor. I'm sorry. Look at Naylor. Naylor is 9. See how he. Hold on. Let me see.
Intended. He's going to check
Up on it, caught the ball, and he was to the crib.
Fernando, he does.
Watch how Naylor. You see how he's on the outside side of the hash.
Mm-hmm.
See how he's standing on the outside of the hash. Watch how he ends up on the inside of the hash. Like if the quarterback sees that, he already knows that the timing is off unless you can make a good route. And also, he ran at a bad angle to even get open. So it just was foregone conclusion that I need to check this down because my primary route ain't open. The person I want to go to ain't open yet. Now watch him. Just watch Naylor. That's Naylor right there at 9, right? Yeah. Watch Naylor.
Yeah, he's in the slot right here.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Recognizing that he doesn't have it to the left side. That's where.
Now, you see how the defender moves over to go to the flat? Yes, you do have to adjust and run inside, but you need to run back outside because you can look at Mendoza. Mendoza is looking at both him and Benson right now. He's looking at both of them. You can see it. He's looking at them.
Yep.
The ball's intended. He's going to check.
See how he stayed on the inside instead of getting back to the outside?
Yeah, he did his little hitch.
And so now Mendoza's like, okay, cool. So the pylon route is not open because look at the safety on top of him. Naylor ain't even on track, so maybe I can buy him some time. So what does he do? See that chip? He's gonna drift. He's gonna drift to the left. Connor, buy him time. See how he drifted? See how he drifted? So now he got a defender in his face now, and Naylor is not open. He's not open. So now this is where Mendoza should have probably threw the check down to that flat defender. Right there with the Connor Hayward. He could have threw it to Hayward. But he sees the defender on him. Mendoza knowing he has another check down option in the middle of the field, which was wide open. We saw it at the other angle. He was wide open. So he decides to go to that guy. But look, he's not showing him his numbers yet. He could have threw it to him in the flat. Maybe that's where he should have went. But look at in the middle of the field, wide open. Now he's showing him in numbers now. Now he's like, I'm about to throw it to you because you showed me your numbers. He finally he flashed his number, right? So he about to throw it to him now. But watch what he does. Just turn around and stay there. He can put the ball on him.
Expects Washington.
And so he moves. And the thing about this is, when the play break down and doesn't work out for you and you throw that check down, even if he gets tackled right there, it's not a tackle for loss and it's a completion. It's a couple yards. And also it gets you closer to field goal range. Yes, he could have done the same thing with the flat defender. Yes, I agree. He could have done that. I'm not saying Mendoza was without flaws in this. Also, there was a pocket. He could have stepped up in the pocket or stayed in the pocket. But that flag route wouldn't have been able to be open like that. And now, as a matter of fact, he probably wouldn't even been able to see if Naylor was going to be open or not. So he would have had to throw the check down quicker, which would have been a good thing. So he could have did that too. So I'm not saying he's without fault, but I'm just saying he didn't drift to the left because he just naturally drifted to the left because he was looking to the left. He was trying to buy time for Naylor to get open.
Makes sense.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. There we go. But Washington drifts to the left, well, to his right, the quarterback left. Now the ball going right to the linebacker now. All he got to do is catch it.
Down right
and
there.
Then he's 88 off the gate. Let's take a look at that one more time.
Recognizing that he doesn't have it to the left side. That's where the ball's intended. He's going to check it down to Mike Washington. I think he expects Washington to just
and see, you heard Troy Aikman. He thinks he expects him to just sit there. Why would he expect him to sit there? Because that's what you're supposed to do. Now, I get why you would drift as a receiver. I play receiver. Now the rules are like when you scramble, then you move with the quarterback so that way you can have a direct line of vision so he can see you in there and create a passing lane. But this is not a scramble because Mendoza is still within the hash. It's only 4 yards in between hashes. He stayed in between the hashes. The whole line covers that 4 yards. He wasn't scrambling, so he was supposed to sit there. That's the rule. Just sit there. It's the rule unless you have a conversation with the running back and say, look, if whatever, like he'll tell him like if I'm sliding to the left, slide with me. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the reason why you don't want to slide, you don't want him to slide is because look at that safety that's to Mike Washington's right. Because if you throw that ahead of him, he's gonna come downhill and hit him. And also, you also see that flat defender is running towards him too. So if you throw that ball towards the sideline and Mike Washington catch that, he can get hit by that box safety or whatever you want to call it, that safety defender, or also that defender in the flat. So that's why you just sit there. You see how Mendoza drifted to the left? He was drifting to the left to create a throwing angle to that corner route, but he ran it kind of funky. The angle he ran it, he didn't run himself open. He didn't give Mendoza a good chance, so Mendoza checked down, threw the ball.
Sit it down right there. Instead he drifts.
Yeah, so that's kind of that's my line of thinking with that. Like I said, he didn't want to throw the man. He didn't want the guy to get toe up and run him right into a safety.
We definitely didn't want that. We definitely don't want that, do we?
And because the thing about it is the running back doesn't know where the defender is because he's facing the quarterback. That's the reason why you don't drift.
right? Because you're getting out of your head knocked off.
Right. That would be a hospital ball.
Yeah.
And let's see here. Let's go to. I do want to see what a professional has to say about this play. We're gonna go to Kurt Warner, but I want you guys to listen to what Fernando had to say himself about that play.
Interception you threw early in the game?
Yes. It was a play action play and went through my progression. Probably should have checked it down to the flat, saw the flat player relate to him. And at that point, I started backing up and threw the check down to Mike Washington, and it was not a good throw. We weren't on the same page, and it was a interception.
Now let's listen to what he said. Let's break down what he said. Because he's telling you what happened. For one, as a quarterback, you got to take responsibility for it, no matter who's at fault. So that's why he said, I threw an interception, bad ball, all that, right? But you got to listen to the nuance of what he's saying, what happened in that play. Now, I'm going to break down what he said.
Interception you threw early in the game?
Yes. It was a play action play and went through my progression. Probably should have checked it down to the flat.
Okay, play action play, went through my progression. The progression, it showed that it wasn't there, so he should have checked it down to the flat. That's why the flat defender is out there. That's why he has two check downs. Like he said, he acknowledged he should have went to the flat. He could have went to the flat defender. But see, this is what I'm knowing about Mendoza is he's going through his progressions. For those that says he's not comfortable in the pocket, you don't go through 3 or 4 progressions if you're not comfortable in the pocket.
Saw the flat player relate to him.
I saw the flat player relate to him. So essentially, the flat player is there, like the defender is there. So he's like, well, you know what? What else do I got? That's a decision he can make as a quarterback. What else do I got? I know I got this check down in the middle of the field, which was open, probably more open, but okay, it's questionable.
And at that point, I started backing up and threw the check down to Mike Washington, and it was not a good throw.
Took responsibility. Wasn't a good throw. It's obvious because he threw a pick. It wasn't a good throw. Why wasn't it a good throw, Mendoza?
We weren't on the same page, and
because you weren't on the same page. Getting on the same page, like I said, all it is a conversation. It's not that he need more reps. It's not that he need more time behind center. It's not because of his footwork. It's not because of none of that. But it's only as simple as, all right, if you ever in that situation again, instead of just floating, just stay there. I'm gonna throw it to you. You're gonna catch it. Then it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We live to fight another down. We got a couple yards. I didn't take a sack because in that situation, you don't want them to take a sack because that might knock them out of field goal range, especially when we got field goal kickers that's missing 38-yard field goals, 35-yard extra points. And then we got Matt A with the G being silent. We don't know what he can kick. So he did hit a 52-yarder. So shout out to him for that. But you don't want to get knocked out of field goal range. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely not.
it was a interception.
So he took responsibility as a quarterback. He took responsibility as he should. No matter whose fault it is, he took responsibility. So for me, I'm going to say that it was 50% Mendoza. I know I said it was 50-50 between him and Mike Washington. I'm going to change that. It's 50% Mendoza, 25% Washington, 25% Naylor for running a terrible route. So that's how I parse that up. How you look at it, bro?
I look at it pretty much the same way you do. I think that, these guys obviously weren't on the same page, or obviously somebody wasn't paying attention when they explained the play and they said, show me your number and sit there. So Like but like you said, when you throw an interception, it's always going to be your fault, right? Because you're the quarterback. So it don't matter if it gets tipped in the air. It don't matter what happens. It's always going to be an interception. It's always going to be on you. So in that aspect of things, he did what men are supposed to do, and that's own up to your mistakes. That's the first part of being a man is taking responsibility for your decisions and what you're doing wrong.
To be a leader among men, that's how you be a leader.
Yeah.
To cover up for your other guys' mistakes and take the bullets.
Yep.
Because there's people that think that was all on Mendoza.
Yeah, no.
That wasn't all on Mendoza.
No. Like you said, he's supposed to sit there and wait. Show me your number and wait.
Yep. That's the rule. That is the rule. While people are talking absolute like, oh, it's a scramble. No, it wasn't. He wasn't scrambling. He still was within the hash. Scrambling is if he goes outside the hash. Now, had he went outside the hash, then yes, you do follow him. And then it's up to the quarterback to determine if the flat defender there, I'm not throwing it to him, I'm gonna throw it out of bounds. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna run.
Or I'm a run. Good point, Pizzle. Or I'm a run. Exactly. Give him a little fake pump fake to freeze the defense and run and get a couple yards and slide. You know what I'm saying? Excellent point, Pizzle. So that's how that worked out, And if he would have, I don't understand. Like people think that, well, he should have just threw the check down from the beginning earlier. Well, then that means the play was designed to be a check down because there are plays that Kubiak call that is designed to go straight to the check down. Like the purpose of the check down is if the play don't go right and you only got like half a second or a second left to make a decision and you throw it to this guy just like to get rid of the grenade. It's like throw the grenade away. That's what it's essentially called. We were throwing he would have threw him a grenade. That's what they call it. Like, yeah, you got the grenade now, Mike Washington. Sure, you'd have got hit, but it would have been for positive gain. It wouldn't have been a pick six if you wouldn't have never moved. But they're both rookies, like I said. They're both rookies, so that's just something that a conversation can fix. That ain't hella reps. You ain't got to do hella reps to fix that.
Yep. You just
Alfredo, what's good, brother?
Yeah, what up, Alfredo? Okay. Yeah, like you said, just got to have a sit down and have a 5-minute conversation. They have to get to know each other in certain situations. They got to first before they do that. The situation's got to arise so they know what to talk about. So the next time that it comes up, they say, "Hey, this is what we're gonna do." It's like when you line up on when the corner lines up on the inside of your shoulder, and you got the outside because he's trying to take away the inside, right, and vice versa. Like there's just little things that you're supposed to key in on as a player to give you the advantage, to give you the edge.
Right. It's a conversation. Hey, if I look over there and he's playing you inside shade, just run the fade route. I'm gonna throw you a fade route. If he's giving you the inside route, and I know we only need 2 or 3 yards, I don't care what the play is, just run the slant. All I gotta do is look at you. People think this, well, when they say, well, we just on the same page, we look at each other. What y'all think is telekinesis? No, it's because they had a conversation already. And then not only that, they've done it already enough in the game where it worked, where you don't even got to look at each other at a certain point as a quarterback because you see that it's an outside shade. The receiver sees it's an outside shade. So what does he automatically do? Run the slant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to throw you the slant because I already know we only need like 2 or 3 yards. Just like if the play is the play is like a hitch, and the DB is playing off of you hella far, but then pre-snap he moves up. You change the hitch automatically to a fade. Automatically, there's no conversation except for before the play happened. Before it gets to that situation. And like you said, usually what happened is it comes from experience. Hey, bro, you ran the hits right there. He played you man to man. He came up. So you need to change that because I'm not going to throw you the hitch right there because he's right there. So just go ahead and run the fade, and I'll throw you the fade right over his head.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm confused. But let's get the professional. The professionals tell us how this kind of works.
All right, little study ball teaching tape. Fernando Mendoza last night, watched the game, saw the pick six. Everybody pointing to Fernando, bad decision, bad throw, all of that stuff.
Oh, by the way, this professional is Super Bowl winning Kurt Warner.
Let's kind of break down this play and what I believe happened on this play. And it really started out with, I thought, a really good process by Fernando. So they're running what I call a pylon concept. So it's a deep pylon or corner route that's aimed at the back pylon. That's why we call it a pylon. It's aimed at the back pylon. Okay, they're going to have a flatter corner that comes off of this, and then looking for a little chip here, and then we're going to go to the flat.
So it's essentially a flood concept, like 3 layers. You have 3 layers. That's how you put these. You put that middle defender in a situation. The one that's standing on the 15-yard line. You make him make a decision because you got 3 layers, and it's important that slot receiver. Well, in this case, I think he got it backwards because I think the slot receiver, which was Naylor ended up running that flat route, but regardless, it's still high load. Like you put the safety in the position where you make him decide who's going to go, and then as you read that as the quarterback, then you decide, am I going to go high, mid, or low?
So the idea as a quarterback, when you've got this 3 level over here, is we're going to read this corner first. Okay, so if the corner hesitates at all, of course, we're going over the top for the touchdown. As soon as we get him to take off.
And that's the first read. So if you blow by that guy because he's looking in the backfield trying to figure out where you're going, and it's a play action, because you see how Mendoza dipped down like it's a play action. If you stand there with your feet in concrete, and that receiver run by you, yes, that's the number 1 read. We throwing that for the touchdown because you're on the fringe right now. That's why Kubiak called this play, because he was trying to go to the end zone. I think he should have ran the ball again because this happened right after Watson ran the ball. He should have ran into the house. And I think during the regular season, he probably would have gave him another carry, but he was just trying. This was a fringe play, so he was trying it.
And run, because there we go. We got him to turn his shoulders. He's engaged here. He's running. Now it becomes a high-low off of this flat defender. Okay, so it looks like here, hey, we got the corner out of there. We're going to have a chance. The only problem is we have a quarter safety right here. And so the whole goal on this is we've got to beat that quarter safety with our corner route. Okay, so you see one way that teams like to attack quarters is getting over the top of the quarters. So they'll put a post there. That's a combination we call POCO.
Which is a post corner, like post corner. So they call it a POCO.
Post corner. So now you get the safety to hesitate, you throw the post over the top. They just happen to have everything going outside, so safety squats. He's not giving anything up over his head on this particular play. And as Fernando goes through this process, safety does a good job squatting his feet and jumping on the corner route. So all 3 of these things are covered. So
see, he said all 3 is covered. They are covered. They're covered. Now you probably could throw that check down to Hayward still, because you got fullback on safety. Like you kind of might like that matchup because the fullback might run him over.
No, he's gonna run him over.
really well done. We go 1, and then whether you go 2 to 3 or just 2 to 2 based off the flat defender, all covered. So he does a great job of getting to his 4th.
You see that little hook that he made in the drawing? Y'all see the little hook, and even you Madden quarterbacks, I think it's like that on Madden. You're supposed to hook and stay there. It's not a choice route. You're in the middle of the hash. And Mendoza is still manipulating the pocket from the middle of the hash. Now, granted, there is a clean pocket up front. He could have stepped up in that pocket, but then that takes away that flat defender that he can throw it to if he steps up in there, or he might could kind of get it to him. But it's all about angles. He was trying to create the angle for that post, that corner route, and he can clean that up. That could be cleaned up.
Read right here. Like, that's a win. If you can get a young quarterback to go through this process and get to his fourth read, you're sitting in really, really good shape. Now, the problem with this, to me, is Fernando is not solid in the pocket. There's really good protection here, okay? If he's set up and he's staying inside the pocket or stepping up in the pocket, I believe he's going to get a completion here, and it's not a pick six. But what he does here as he's reading this out is he starts to fall in the direction of the throw. Again, a common practice.
Did he say that's a common practice? Oh, it's not like a rookie practice, or it's not like a player that need more reps practice. It's a common practice. Why is it a common practice? Because he's trying to create the angle the quarterback is. Buying time.
So he can throw the ball.
So he can throw the ball because he wants the money. He sees that open field over there. Look at all that between all that open field over there by that first down marker.
He got 15 yards in the end zone over there.
Everything is happening to the left. I'm trying to feel the pressure. I'm falling to the left a little bit, trying to make sure I've got vision on everything. And I'm falling in the direction of the throw because I would never obviously want to run run down to the bottom of the screen away from those throws because I can't make it. So the natural thing is kind of fade in that direction. Okay. Why is that important? It's important because this guy here is looking at you as a quarterback. Okay. So we play this out. Everything's covered. Running back sits. Okay. He sits.
He's supposed to stay there too. Sit there. That's why it's called sitting.
Like a dog. Sit.
Right.
Sitting right there. That's what I believe Fernando throws. He's throwing the sit.
Kurt Warner thought that. Troy Aikman thought that.
Check down to the back. What's the back do? The back sees Fernando sliding to the left. And so as he sees him sliding, natural rules when the quarterback is scrambling or moving away from you is to work into his vision. So I believe this back is going to sit down. He feels Fernando falling to his left. He's going to try to get, in his eye line. He's going to try to work towards him so he doesn't have to throw back across his body. And in doing that, what happens? Just as he starts to move, Fernando's throwing the ball, throwing it to where he was. Looks like a terrible throw. Looks like it's way behind his receiver. But this little miscommunication, this little movement by Fernando is what the back sees. The back's working with him. And again, at the end of the day, they might yell at the back for this. Like, hey, you're supposed to sit there. I get it. You're supposed to sit. But this is how you play football. Quarterback starts to move, starts to slide. You make yourself available and make the throw easier for the quarterback where you can do that. I believe that's what the back is doing right here. It ends up costing them because it's all about timing. I'm starting to throw it. He's sitting there right as I'm starting to throw it. He's feeling me move. He takes off. Boom. Hits the linebacker in the hands. Turns into a pick six. Everybody's talking about this is a huge mistake. I don't think it's a huge mistake. I think it's just a small little miscommunication between quarterback and running back or receiver at the last second that ends up turning it into a pick six instead of a short, really good completion and really good rep for Fernando Mendoza.
And that's why I changed it from 50% to 25% because he was really trying to do the right thing. He was trying to do the right thing. Washington was trying to do the right thing there by sliding with him. So I don't really fault him as much. He was probably supposed to sit there, but he was trying to be an athlete, make a play, help the quarterback out. So, like I said, I blame 25% on him, 25% on Naylor, and then 50% on Mendoza. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
And I'm a Raider though.
And you're a Raider though. Oh yeah. So overall, bro, if you had to parse this up in fault, I guess, because like you said, it's a small mistake, man. It's not that big of a mistake. It's just a communication mistake. It's not like a rep mistake. But how would you parse this up in as far as responsibility?
Well, it's not as bad as that pick six that AOC threw last year in that preseason game. You know what I'm saying? Or 2 years ago, or whatever, against and they gave Minshew the job. But that was a horrible pick six. That was on him.
You ain't lying.
So, we can put that out there. But no, this isn't on Mendoza as much as he's taking credit for it. I think, like he said, I think it's it's more of a 75-25, like you're saying, 2/3 to 1/3, however you want to put it. So
yeah,
I'm with you on
I
that.
can go with that. Yeah, no, so I can go with that. 75% Mendoza, 25% Washington.
No,
What you mean 75-25?
Washington didn't do his job. He should have sat there.
Oh, got you. Oh yeah, but Mendoza just took the heat for him.
Yeah, he's taking the heat.
Yeah. No, I feel you. Yeah. So, you guys, what do you guys think? Let us know in the comments how you feel about it. Let us know what the responsibility breakdown is to you guys. If you don't have anything else, I'm a Raider though.
I'm a Raider though.
Okay, cool. So come back. Make sure y'all hit the like button on the way out. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We will be back on Wednesday for Shizzle with Pizzle, the Pizzle Raider, for sure. And we appreciate you guys hacking into the show. And for those that's gonna watch on the playback, we appreciate the love, we appreciate the loyalty. There's only one nation, that's the Raider Nation. You already know this. So I'm a Raider. He's a Raider. You're a Raider. Whether they're from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. I'm a Raider out.
I'm a Raider though.
I'm a Raider from the Bay to LA to Las Vegas. Recipes to Al Davis.